Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jan Moses, back here with another episode of the Salary Cap Report. Going to be reviewing the salary changes for Saturday, March 15th, which there are a lot of, at least in my collection, to go through. And then I did want to spend a little bit of time giving flowers to what I find to be the best lineup I've used in salary cap all year. The salary cap lineup that I've run in round two here in season 5 of NBA 2K25. My team has carried me to a 7-0 record, and the games haven't even been close. Now, not every single game has been against a super sweat, but the majority of them have. And we end up, for the most part, beating those guys by like 10 plus points. It's the people that aren't as good at the game that we're beating by like 25 points. Like, it's been absolutely insane how effective the lineup has been, and I'm going to show you guys what that lineup is right here. And you can see it's not a lineup that I can carry into the second half of round two this season, because a lot of players in this lineup have gone up in salary, namely Pink Diamond Gerald Green, who's now up to 8,000 salary. And so initially when I booted up the game this morning, I was a little depressed because I was hoping I could move a couple of players around and find a way to make this lineup work. But unfortunately, as much as I love Gerald Green, I just don't think I'm gonna be comfortable running him in my lineup at that 8,000 salary value. So unfortunately, we are going to be moving on from Gerald Green. Now, I do want to spend some time putting together a lineup in this video. I did take a look at a lot of the salaries that have changed today, and so I have a rough idea of the direction I want to go in with my lineup. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's first start with the salaries that have changed within my lineup. It's not just Gerald Green, as you can see. Delon Wright and Toumani Camara have both gone up to 2,000 salary, which is really rough. I really loved both cards at 1,500 salary. Now, I may end up keeping Toumani Camara because, you know, even though I don't love running Amethyst cards at their max salary, I feel like he's so good at what he does to the point that I think it's okay having a card that has 2,000 salary as an Amethyst in your lineup if it's him, because this card has Hall of Fame Immovable Enforcer and On Ball Menace, and those are both great badges. And so, you know, if you're someone that was running Amethyst Kawhi Leonard from the Lunar New Year set from earlier this year when he was at 2,000 salary, then you should definitely be running Toumani Camara, because Camara has like 5 times the number of badges, I feel like, as that Kawhi Leonard card has. Delon Wright, however, we are going to be moving on from, and I'll show you why in a moment. Let's move on to the bench, because it looks like Paolo Banchero is still at 3,800 and Quentin Post is still at 1,200, which I love. Again, I can't gas up this Quentin Post card any more than I have been. He has arguably my favorite jump shot on any big man that I've run this year, even though it is a little slower. As I've mentioned, for me, it's pretty easy to time when it comes to greening his jumper. Mario Chalmers still at 800. I don't know what 2K is doing. Bilal Coulibaly down to 800. So both of these Ruby cards become must-haves in your lineup, in my opinion. Jeff Green up to 2,500, which is fine. It is what it is. Kenneth Faried up to 1,800 is very interesting, because I love this Kenneth Faried card. I don't know if I love him to the point that I'd want to run him at 1,800 salary. So we'll have to see. And then Iguodaro is still at 1,200 as well, which I'm really happy with. And then all my golds are still at 200, which is nice. It makes the math a little bit easier. Let's get into the players who I have in my collection who have seen their salaries fluctuate. Not really a whole lot of traction once again with the Galaxy Opals. I was kind of hoping OG Anunoby would drop to 8K so I could maybe run him finally in salary cap, but that is not going to be happening, unfortunately. Moving on here to the Pink Diamonds, not a whole lot of traction outside of Mikal Bridges. Now, I forget if Mikal was at 8,000 or at 6,300 last week, but he's at 5,000 today, which means we may be bringing him back into salary cap. Another player who we may be bringing on is a player who I've yet to redeem, and it's a player who I forgot to talk about in my video that I uploaded on the channel yesterday, and that is the newest exchange card for our Friday Season 5 promos. Jaylen Brown, he's at 5,500 salary, just like Gerald Green, so I could definitely put him in easily. And he has 8 Hall of Famers. All the Hall of Famers look good. I just feel like his jumper is a little questionable. You know, to be fair, Mikal Bridges' jumper is also questionable for me. So maybe that isn't really saying all that much, but I'm going to have to compare the two of them. I don't know if I want to do this exchange today. I have the pieces to get it done. If you take a look at my auction outcomes, I have a number of these cards sitting in here. And I have a number of these cards that I may want to include in my final lineup. We're going to have to see, including the card that I am more than likely going to be benching Kenneth Faried for, which is Jonathan Mogbo. I want to try to get all of these cards, or at least as many of these cards as hollows as I can. We have 3 Jonathan Mogbos. 2 of them are going to go into the exchange, so I'm going to put them in my auction outcomes for now, or in my my auctions rather. We're going to add Mogbo. I got this Mo Bamba card for literally 1,000 MT. Got him on a snipe yesterday, which is nice. Maybe we'll look at using him. I just don't know if I want to bring in Mohamed Bamba over a card like Quinton Post or Oso Ighodaro, who are going to be less salary. I think Mo Bamba is, I mean, we'll take a look at what his salary is, but I'm pretty sure he was at 3,000 yesterday. We'll add JT Thor as well to our collection. Let's take a look at what these players from the Apex set are going for salary-wise now, because I think Mo Bamba was 3,000 yesterday. He's down to 2,000 today. So we'll have to try out that jumper. If we like that jumper, maybe we'll give Mo Bamba some run today in salary cap. Who else do I care about? Bruce Bowen is at 2,000 as well. So it looks like all of these diamonds from the Apex set are down to 2,000 salary, which that is nice. I'm assuming these guys are going to all be 1,500. Yep. Usman Jang is also a card I want to add him. He's what, 6'9"? Yeah, he's a card I want to potentially add and run in salary cap today. I've heard some good things about this card. Definitely want to add him. Not as crazy about the other cards in this set. Maybe Cam Whitmore, actually. But yeah, we'll have to see there. It'll be between JT Thor and Mogbo, but I really want to run Mogbo. I've never had the opportunity to run his Emerald card from the NBA storyline set, and so I figure now is as good a time as ever to run him, I guess. Let's keep going on through the pink diamonds. I did get Daniel Gaffer just because I have a sneaky feeling, and I would not be surprised if 2K has us do something with these animated cards for some sort of random agenda. So I figured, why not? These players are so easy to get, they're so cheap to exchange for. Figure why not do it. Yeah, no one else really at the pink diamond tier is all that exciting. Matt Barnes, just like Gerald Green, also up from 5,500 to 8K, which, you know, it is what it is. Hopefully we'll see those cards drop again in the future. Okay, the diamonds. I've seen a number of these diamond cards in my collection drop pretty dramatically in salary. We'll look at these really quickly. Kwame Brown back down to 2,000. Jack Sikma back down to 2,000, which, as I've said, since the season has started and I've added Jack Sikma, if his salary hits 2,000 and you have him, you have to find a way to put him into your lineup. I think for me, this means I'm going to be benching, potentially benching Quinton Post for Jack Sikma, and then maybe removing Oso Ighodaro from my lineup. It's just so tough because I love having Oso Ighodaro whenever I play against a guy that has Wemby, because Ighodaro's so explosive. He's tall. He's very athletic. If I have to, you know, have him guarding a guard on a pick and roll switch, he can fill that role for me very nicely. While I'm talking here, you can see a number of other cards here. Rui Hachimura, Harrison Barnes, James Worthy, all these cards down to 2,000. Andrew Wiggins, 3,000. And now the next card that I'm going to show you guys is going to be my DeLon Wright replacement. Dyson Daniels, who was up to, I think, 3,500 or 3,800 a couple of weeks ago, or maybe even like a week and a half ago, I should say. Then went up to 5,000 salary last Saturday. I think it was last Saturday. It was either last Saturday or last Tuesday. Might have been both updates. He was at 5,000 salary. But regardless, he's now down to 2,500, which is incredible. I am almost definitely going to be bringing him back into my salary cap lineup. He's one of my favorite cards to run in this game. Jaime back down to 2,000 is interesting. I did try Jalen Tyson finally. Card looks really good, but his jumper is very slow, so I would rather have Jaime, I guess, over Jalen Tyson. Russ is at 3,100, which rules him out for me. Josh Hart, after 12 years, is finally back down to 2,000 salary. Maybe I'll just run him for the funsies We'll have to see. Really nice for 2K to finally grant me my wish and bring him down to 2,000 salary after, again, 12 years of me asking them to do so. Who else is interesting here? Really hoping Jalen Johnson will eventually drop. Don't know if that's going to ever happen. Again, number of these cards. Austin Reeves, really fun diamond card to run at 2,000 salary. Michael Carter-Williams back down to 2,000. That's very interesting. And then where is Marcus Smart? He's also at 2,000. Unfortunately, Tyreek Evans still at 5,000. I love running Tyreek Evans in salary cap, but I'm not going to be doing so at 5,000 salary. And then I believe that's it for the notable ones. Oh, my two Knicks guys, OG Anunoby and Emmanuel Quickly, both down dramatically. OG down to 2,200, IQ down to 2,500, both really nice. Lonzo Ball, for the first time that I can recall, he's at 2,300, and I'm actually considering him over Dyson Daniels. I'm really between those two because I love Michael Carter-Williams, I love Marcus Smart, and I obviously love Dyson Daniels. But those three cards for me are all known commodities. I know how good they are. I've yet to use Lonzo Ball in any game online this year, so I kind of want to give him a shot. Doug Christie, one of my favorite cards to use in terms of his defense. I don't know why I struggle with his jumper online, but that card is absolute money. Outside of that, I think no other diamonds of note. These two wings down to 2,500, that's nice. Mo Bamba, as we talked about, 2,000 salary, pretty nice for him. So yeah, a number of these diamonds have dropped in price. It looks like the radioactive amethysts may all be up to 2,000 salary. But again, we talked about this last week. A week after these Friday amethysts come out, or 8 days rather, that second Saturday after they're live, they all go up to 2,000 salary. And then we may see all these cards go back down to 1,200 salary on Tuesday. So if you're someone that's waiting for DeLon Wright and Toumani Camara to drop from their 2,000 salary price point, you may not have to wait very long. Tuesday may be the day for you. Reed Shepard still at 1,200 is really nice. Nikola Topic, this is my dark horse point guard, depending on how I want to construct my lineup. And this is more so, I guess, if I wanted to run a lineup with a card like Kawhi Leonard in it, which I don't think I'm going to do. Nikola Topic is a card I could easily run at the point guard position. And he's honestly a card I'm also going to consider, again, as my dark horse after Dyson Daniels and Lonzo Ball. Gigi Jackson, really good price point for him. One of my favorite wing defenders, now that Toumani Camara may be out of commission for us because he's at 2,000 salary, is where is he at? Here, Ron Holland, 1,200 salary, really fun card to use, absolutely elite defensively. He's made so many big plays for us. A card that I'm really excited to maybe bring back into my salary cap lineup. All right, with that being said, let's just take a quick look. I'm assuming none of the major players in salary cap have seen their salaries drop at all. Assuming Michael Beasley still at 8K, which he is. Assuming the Victor Wembanyama card is still at 14.5, right? Yeah, I think it's safe to say these cards are kind of set it and forget it for the 2K team. They're not going to really mess with these players' salaries anymore. Wemby's going to probably stay at 10K the rest of the year, his pink diamond. Assuming Dr. J and LeBron are both going to be 8,000 as well. Yep, 8,000. And then we'll take a look at LeBron. Also 8,000. Okay, so none of this is surprising to us. Again, there are a ton of opals and pink diamonds now in the game. I figure I'll just go over the meta ones, and the other ones hopefully that you guys have, or the ones that you guys are interested in, you guys can take a look at yourself. I don't want to make this video much longer than it has to be. Let's very, very quickly tinker around with the lineup a little bit. Again, we're going to have to see what we end up doing here. I think for now I want to keep Toumani Camara because I do like his jumper a little more than Ron Holland, but we're going to reassess and we're going to figure out what exactly it is that we want to do there. Gonna bench Gerald Green for Mikal Bridges. I'm going to probably bench DeLon Wright for, as of right now, we're gonna bring in Dyson Daniels. And then I'm thinking for right now, I'm gonna bench Quentin Post for Jack Sikma if the math works out. I don't think it will as of right now. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna bench Kenneth Faried for Mogbo, our newest power forward. We'll throw Mogbo in. Where's Mogbo? Mogbo right here. So that puts us, what is that? 2,200 salary above the limit. We'll bench Jeff Green. We might have to bench Jeff Green for a Ruby. So we may have to bring back my guy, James Posey. I wonder if Posey is still at a decent salary value. Let's see. He's still at 800, which is great. So we could do something like this. This makes me wonder if we're not going to be able... See, you know what? You know what would work, funny enough, right here? I'd have to bench Dyson Daniels for... I went a little too far. Just for right now, maybe for the video, and then we'll tinker with this a little bit more off camera. This lineup now works absolutely perfectly, and if I wanted to, I could bench Iguodaro for my guy right here, Quinton Post. So like this lineup could definitely work, and it could be a lot of fun to use. I just feel like Mogbo is going to be so good for us defensively. We may not need the defense of a Oso Iguodaro, even though again I love that card too. The Amethyst cards from the Inevitable set may be my favorite Amies of any card that's been out here. You know, we could also, if I want, you know, bench Marcus Smart for Nikola Topic and see if I can upgrade another position on the team. I could also bench Toumani Camara for Ron Holland. There are a number of interesting options here. I don't even know if what's called Mikal Bridges is the pink diamond card that I want to run in my salary cap lineup, but we're gonna have to see. Again, I really appreciate what that entire lineup that I showed you guys before did for me. Gerald Green was an absolute monster, and I love that backcourt of DeLon Wright and Toumani Camara. I just can't run 3 players that are in the Amethyst and Pink Diamond tier that add up to 12,000 salary amongst just those 3. So can't do it. Maybe that lineup will be feasible once again a week from today. We'll have to see. But until then, this may be the lineup that we have to run in salary cap. I appreciate you guys. I may stream a little bit later on today. We'll have to see. I did get the laptop that I used to use for streaming back. But it is still a little buggy. Like it just keeps turning off on me randomly. Thankfully, it's been working so far, just propped up the way it is. But I still kind of want to get it looked at. So we'll see. I'm going to just get this video out for you guys, and then we'll take it from there. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the support on the channel. As always, let me know in the comments down below, what players are you now adding to your lineup, given all the salary changes that have taken place today. Have a great rest of your weekend, guys, if I don't stream. And until next time, I'll see you later.